Hello, it's me, Rage Face, back again for my life, my way, my face buried in a book review edition. 1st of August, new, shorter, less dead, darker hair. And I read a book for the first time in like a week. Decided to read a book. What did I read? I read. My Kindle's decided it's going to turn itself off, so hold on. I read Founded on Goodbye by Kat Singleton. So gorgeous. Now, it has been in my Kindle library for 2 weeks because I found it on BookTok, TikTok, went and bought it, but then just sort of, hit a reading slump and didn't really read anything. And then today, 1st of August, I decided to read again, and that was what I was drawn to. So, what is it about? Our two main characters, Nash and Nora. Nash is a pop star, rock star, singer celebrity. Nora is a dancer who gets hired as his backup dancer on tour. And she doesn't get hired through mainstream methods, really. She's actually sought out by his team, and they sort of give her an ulterior motive to her job. Now, that in itself is really hard when you're going into a story that is supposed to be a romance, knowing that one of the characters has an ulterior motive that could potentially hurt the other main character. Like, we are supposed to fall in love with both main characters, are we not? And this whole book starts with you knowing that one of the characters has an ulterior motive. And yet you still find yourself really liking this character and really liking this girl. Because she didn't know what she was getting herself into. Like, she's been offered a dream job, but there's a catch. And let's be honest, who really thinks the celebrity's going to fall for them? Like, no one. So, like, what were the chances of the loophole coming into effect? Like, nothing, really. And then it does. But then what's fascinating is you watch these two main characters they each have their own interesting and intriguing backstory that you find more and more out about as we go on through the book. And they each have they have so many layers. Both characters have so many layers. But together they peel back the layers of the other person and they push the boundaries of the other person. And even though they're faced with numerous challenges, they sort of overcome them together. They battle through them together, which was lovely. I think what's really fascinating about this book is the fact that Kat Singleton has managed to create such vivid characters and such a vivid world where even the background characters are amazing, like Sebastian and Matt and Riley and Ziggy. Like, she could easily create books to go along with all those characters and you'd read them. She even creates characters that, like, you sit there and you're like, there are 3 characters. One's only a little flyaway character, but there are 3 characters in this book that I'm like, here, let me escort you to the edge of the cliff. Have a nice trip. That's not me, but there are 3 characters in this book where I'm like, yep, bye, I'll have a nice life. See you at the bottom. Have fun. That's what this book does. It brings out different emotions that I don't think you really knew you had, which is fascinating. What I really loved was getting to see the trials and tribulations that the characters all go through and how they sort of all have each other's backs, like, and how they all sort of are like, yeah, we're going to push, and we're going to push. But then when we think you pushed too far, we'll bring you back a little bit. We still want to rein you back in because we have your best interests at heart. That was really lovely. And it was also really well done as to how Kat Singleton wrote the celebrity influence into that and actually included sort of the fandemonium that happens around certain artists and how overwhelming it can be. As somebody who is very much a big music fan, and I've gone to numerous concerts, it's like when she was writing and when I was reading some of these aspects that she threw in about the fans and about the feel of a tour and a feel of a concert, it was like, yeah, that actually makes sense. And I've always been the sort of person that I'm like, yes, they are a singer, they are a celebrity, but at the end of the day, they are a human being. So when she writes about this and writes about how fans will grope and will sort of bombard a celebrity, I'm like, yeah, that's the one aspect of celebrity that I don't know how they deal with. Like, I can't imagine ever having to deal with that. I don't think I would survive it. I think they have an immense strength from within that lets them survive the industry that they've found themselves in. But I also think it takes a whole lot of talent to get to where they are. And she wrote that so well, and she makes her characters so believable and so grounded that you're like, I want to protect you. It also kind of makes you think about how we treat celebrities and the pressures that we put on them and the expectations we have on them. It's like, oh wow, a spicy book that actually makes you think about how you treat humans in real life is like so well. As I was saying, it is so well written and so well done. The heart that is through this book is just absolutely amazing. The spice is so well written. It's woven so nicely through the book. And whilst there is so much story, and it doesn't actually get spicy until at least halfway through the book, but you're not sort of waiting for it, nor are you surprised when it arrives. It sort of hits at the exact right point, and it is not overly spicy, but it's just enough to sort of leave the reader satisfied. I would highly recommend this one for anyone who's like just beginning their adventure into spicy romance books, because it's a nice little gateway book, really. It's a good little gateway read, which is what we all really want, isn't it? So I highly recommend Found It On Goodbye by Kat Singleton. I think it's a perfect little, I keep wanting to call it a gateway drug, which it kind of is. Like, you'll become addicted and you'll become hooked, and it's lovely. And I think it really speaks to, like, me. I think the reason I was so drawn to it was because it is based in that, like, celebrity, pop star, rock star sort of genre. And as somebody who loves concerts and music and is very much a fangirl, like, it speaks highly to, like, that side of my life where I'm like, oh my god, wouldn't it be amazing if, like, a rock star, pop star fell in love with you, and then, like, all the trials and tribulations that come along. Like, this is that, like, with the exception of the ulterior motive, which I don't really think anyone really wants, but it added a nice hurdle to the relationship. But yeah, I highly recommend you give this a read. Found It On Goodbye by Kat Singleton. It's gorgeous. It's a lovely read. No! It's fine. I didn't break it. It's fine. See, no cracks. That was scary. But yeah, I highly recommend Found It On Goodbye by Kat Singleton. It's a good read. It's a fantastic read. It's a gorgeous read. All right, until next time, bye.